most of the cases had not filed anything challenging the issues at stake. All we are saying is that, Mr. Speaker, under normal circumstances, we have the Chief Justice of the land. And if the seat is vacant, we must have someone to occupy the seat. It must be something that we should do with joy. It must be something that every Ghanaian must be interested. But, Mr. Speaker, the very basis that is giving rise for the vacancy of this seat is challenged. The very basis is what we are saying, that it is pending at the various courts. So it has not arisen for us to challenge or to go through the vetting and vote for another member occupy that seat.
Honorable member, please, you may move to another issue. I have already pronounced on this matter. I won't go back. If you are dissatisfied with my pronunciation, my ruling on the matter, by our rules, you know what to do. You cannot come through the back door. Go through the front door and come properly to this house. You may move to another issue.
I'm grateful, Mr. Speaker. I respect you and I respect your ruling, Mr. Speaker. I wouldn't challenge that. I'll move on, Mr. Speaker. Save that, Mr. Speaker, I'm not challenging. I just wanted that is our view, and that is what I expected the chairman to inform the House and to Ghanaians. But I'll go on. Mr. Speaker, amongst the other things that we seek to tell Ghanaians is that the very person, Mr. Justice Bafubani, stands conflicted, because the very person that is occupying a seat is sitting under a number of cases to determine the old Chief Justice whether it is right or wrong for the person to be seated. And that we say that he is conflicted.
Honorable member, please. You are a highly respected legal luminary. You were lecturing law at the university. You are now a member of parliament, and you carry a lot of respect. What you are submitting now is at the wrong forum. That is at the wrong forum. And so please, I will just advise that you move to another issue, because you know what to do. The issue you are raising, not here. Please.
Mr. Speaker, I'm very grateful. Mr. Speaker, I accept to plead with you, Mr. Speaker. I thought that we on this side of the House, Mr. Speaker, on your left, would want to tell you and Ghanaians why we had indicated that we were voting en bloc. Mr. Speaker, it has nothing to challenge. It has nothing to challenge your reasons. And Mr. Speaker, we have, this is the Parliament of Ghana. And Mr. Speaker, this is a very serious...
Honorable member, please, I'm happy that you know that is Parliament of Ghana. And so, if you have a matter before the National House of Chiefs, you don't move to talk about your case before the National House of Chiefs at the meeting of the caucus of the youth. Please, that is a different forum. You know what to do. Please.
Mr. Speaker, I'm grateful. Mr. Speaker, what I pursue to be my duty here, Mr. Speaker, is to urge it out to Ghanaians why we have taken a stand. Amongst the other things is that, Mr. Speaker, we see this practice. This is very serious, that the executive is controlling Parliament and Ghana. Mr. Speaker, the executive...
Honourable member. Honourable member.
The executive...
Honourable member. Please. The statement you just made is a very serious statement. As I sit here, please, there is no executive that can control me. I want to assure you.
Right, Mr. Speaker, I pray thee. Maybe I didn't make myself clearer. But what I mean, Mr. Speaker, is that, and Mr. Speaker, I think I need your protection.
Honourable members.
Mr. Speaker, what I mean by what I've said.
Please, I'm in charge. I will allow the debate to flow within the remit of our rules, our practice, and our conventions. And in fact, I made that known at the meeting at the conclave. Your leaders are aware. But I must apply the rules. If not, my presence here is of no use to the whole country and to the practice of democracy. Please, so I'm very, very careful with what I do. You may go on.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'm guided. Mr. Speaker, the point I would want to make here is that there are three arms of government: the executive, the judiciary, and the legislature. And Mr. Speaker, what's our side of the House?
Honourable members. Honourable members, please. I have taken note of all the interjections, and he has 10 minutes. So I'm looking at the 10 minutes, and I'm deducting all the interjections from his 10 minutes. So either you keep your cool, listen, and when it's your turn, you put across your own views, or we stay here till midnight. I will not take any minute from his 10 minutes. So please, you may go on.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Amongst my 10 minutes, I may want to plead, Mr. Speaker, may I remind the House of Article 115 of the Constitution. And I read, Mr. Speaker, there shall be freedom of speech, debate, and proceedings in Parliament, and that freedom shall not be impeached or questioned in any court or place out of Parliament. At the end of proceedings, just a reminder. What I am saying, Mr. Speaker,
Member,
is that
you just read the provision. It says it shall not be questioned in any place out of Parliament or where? Court. We are in the House here. So here it can be questioned here.
Mr. Speaker, now that I am guided that when a parliamentarian is speaking, one can gag the person, I take note.
Please,
Mr. Speaker.
Please, honorable member.
Mr. Speaker, it will get to other people.
Don't mislead the public. Please.
Mr. Speaker, I need your protection.
Honorable member, I will protect you, but don't mislead the public. We do not say gag the member, but you read the provision 115. Please, this is an opportunity for many to learn, and many of our citizens are listening to us. I want to read it carefully. 115, there shall be freedom of speech, debate, and proceedings in Parliament, and that freedom shall not be impeached or questioned in any court or place out of Parliament. So, as I preside here, I can question your freedom of speech applying the rules, but I cannot go out of Parliament to question it or go to court to question it. But here in session, that freedom is open to question or to impeachment. Please, the rules are clear even in our standing orders. Don't mislead the public. You may go on.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the point I am making is that on our side, we believe that one arm of government is controlling another arm of government. And in this case, the executive is controlling the judiciary. By this act, Mr. Speaker, the act of where there is the head of judiciary, that judiciary is removed, and that had not been exhausted. And these matters are pending before various courts. The 7 cases that are pending, Mr. Speaker, I can go ahead and then mention it. Mr. Speaker, amongst other things.
Please, I've taken note. I've taken note of your time. The majority leader is on his feet. Please, what is the issue? I've taken note of your time, please. Yes.
Mr. Speaker, our standing orders in Order 123 clearly prescribes the content of a speech. And 123(2) says that a member shall not use offensive, abusive, insulting, blasphemous, or unbecoming or unbecoming words on a member or any other person, or impute improper motives, or impugn the integrity of a member or any other person. Mr. Speaker, he has said that the executive, that is the president, essentially, when you say the executive, you are talking about the president. He has said that the president, the executive, is controlling the judiciary. Mr. Speaker, for a member to say on the floor that the president is controlling the judiciary, when the president has sworn an oath before this House to uphold and defend the Constitution, and the Constitution does not make provision for the president to control the judiciary. So when you stand in this House and say that the president is controlling the judiciary, you are clearly impugning the integrity of the president. So, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, I therefore think that the member is out of order, and you should direct, Mr. Speaker, that should be struck out of the records of this House.
Honorable members, the member has expressed his opinion. And in expressing his opinion, the member Honorable members, just a few days ago, I talked about the clapping of hands. That is not part of the practice of this House. You can heckle your colleague, but don't use your hand and be clapping. It's not. Please, I identified the person who was doing that. But at least for today, you will be pardoned. Next time, I will not do so. Honorable members, please, let me repeat. The member expressed his opinion. And in expressing his opinion, he never used any offensive, abusive, insulting, blasphemous, or unbecoming words on the executive or any other person. So he's entitled to express his opinion. Once he hasn't used any such word, I think he's in order, and he should continue.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Speaker, for my protection, for your protection. I'm grateful. Mr. Speaker, there are various cases pending before the courts. There is a matter of the, and Mr. Speaker, if I may make a small reference. There is this case of the Chief Justice Gertrude Tokono versus Article 146.
Honorable Member,
Committee.
please, Honorable Member, you can't take us back. I pronounce on this matter. Why? Honorable Member, you know, please, Minority Leader, may you kindly allow the very competent honorable member to continue with his submissions. I am very observant, and I have watched you, and I've seen and even heard some of the things you are whispering to him. That is not allowed. Please, he is competent enough. I am very vigilant. Please. Yes.
Mr. Speaker, with respect, the respected Nominee is here. All we are telling him is to focus and abide by your direction. He's, Mr. Speaker, please, Mr. Speaker, he is a Catholic, I'm a Catholic, you are. I'm rather telling him to focus so that you don't have to come in again.
Please.
Mr. Speaker, I am, with respect, we are here. I am telling him that focus on the issues that are non-controversial. That's what I'm telling him, Mr. Speaker. I beg of you, for records, I don't want to be misquoted. Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Minority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, in any event, I have a right to confer with my colleague to confer.
Honorable Minority Leader, you are facing your colleagues. You are facing your colleagues in the majority, and also the part of the public gallery behind them. I am facing the majority and facing the minority and facing the whole public gallery. I observe what is happening. Truly, Honorable Dominic Nitu kept on drawing his attention to go back my rulings and focus on his dissent. I watched that. I eavesdropped. That is true. Honorable Minority Leader, when you turn and you are talking to him, I don't only see you, but I also hear you. Please, honorable member, just go on with your submission.
I'm grateful, Mr. Speaker.
Now, please, you are now left with 2 minutes. 2 minutes.
Mr. Speaker, it is common knowledge that, and it's our belief, that this constitution, the very constitution that we are protecting and guarding against, is being breached because there was no prima facie case made against the former Chief Justice, and the matter still remains in court. Mr. Speaker, the matter still remains in court, and that had not been dispensed with. Mr. Speaker, other applications have been filed for certiorari that decisions that have been made must be quashed. Again,
honorable member,
those decisions,
please. No. You can't litigate that case before Parliament. You can't. This is not the forum for that. Please, if you go that way again, I'll apply the rules. You know the rules. Please.
Yeah, Mr. Speaker, we also want Ghanaians to know, and I cited the primary facie case, and nobody knows it in Ghana. We are, Mr. Speaker, the reports that, and we are told that there were 3 petitions against the former Chief Justice, and we heard of 1. The report of the committee, Mr. Speaker, remains unpublished. We don't even know what went into that. And we believe that as Ghanaians, before we get to today, we must know the details of why there is vacancy in Ghana that we need to fill. All we are saying that this arm of government and the head of that arm of government, which is judiciary, Mr. Speaker, that seat is not vacant. And even if an attempt had been made to make it vacant, that attempt, Mr. Speaker, we cannot see through that. We think that is faulted, that is
Honorable members.
Mr. Speaker, we expected.
Honorable members, the honorable member has finished with his submission. The time is up. And honorable members, I direct that all what he said after my last ruling are expunged from the records. I have a number of times drawn his attention that this is not the forum for the litigation of those cases. What we are considering now is the appointment of a nominee. That nominee has been taken through the process of public hearing. You had the opportunity to appear before the committee and to put across all what you just alleged. You opted to boycott. It is now not for you to come through the back door and be making allegations. Hearsay evidence is not admissible here. Please, let's move on. We now will listen to, from the majority side, whether they also want me to go by the order that they've numbered. And therefore, from the majority side, they started with the backbenchers. And the first backbencher is Honorable Zuwera Ibrahima. 5 minutes. 5 minutes. 5 minutes.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker, for this opportunity to look at the report of the Appointments Committee with regards to the nomination of the Chief Justice nominee of the Republic of Ghana. Mr. Speaker, I want to make this preliminary statement that I actually had the very rare opportunity and privilege to sit through the entire vetting process on Monday. From beginning to end, Mr. Speaker, I was there. I saw everything that played out. But, Mr. Speaker, we'll leave issues of that day for another time. Today, we are looking at Justice Paul Bafuboni. And, Mr. Speaker, from very humble beginnings, born in Gwaso, in today Ahafo region, Gwaso, his lordship worked his way out and worked higher the ladder of leadership of this country. Mr. Speaker, his background any day is worth celebrating. And Mr. Speaker, as I sat in the vetting session and listened to my Lord Justice Paul Bafuboni, I was convinced that he was the best suited for the position at this time. Mr. Speaker, why do I say this? My lordship was nominated to the Supreme Court in January 2008. He spent 17 years at the Supreme Court. And Mr. Speaker, even at home, we all have this adage that we say, experience is the best teacher. After 17 years, Justice Paul Bafuboni demonstrated, adverting that this country and the judicial system of this country is going into very safe hands. Yeah. Mr. Speaker, I say this because as a woman, Mr. Speaker, and a champion of women leadership, I want to celebrate all the women chief justices that we've had. Yeah. We had Her Lordship Georgina Wood, who was appointed to the Supreme Court in 2002 and became Chief Justice in 2007. She reigned for 10 years, and we all saw the output of her work. Yes. It was not in question. Yes. Her capabilities were never in question. Yes. Mr. Speaker, we saw Her Lordship Sophia Akufu, who had spent 22 years at the Supreme Court before becoming a Chief Justice in 2017. Mr. Speaker, she exited the role with impeccable credentials. Mr. Speaker, again, let me say this to this House, and I want it on record. Again, I had the opportunity to be a member of the vetting committee, appointments committee that vetted Her Ladyship Tokono. Mr. Speaker, I recall I asked one question. I asked my lordship, what are the attributes of a good Chief Justice? Give me 5 attributes. She gave 1. And she turned and asked me, what did you say again? Mr. Speaker, the Saturday after that vetting, a former member of this House, a learned member of this House, Honorable A.B.F. Hussaini, was on Joy Newsfire discussing the vetting of Her Lord. And he said,
Honorable members, Deputy Minority Leader, Deputy Minority Leader, please, honorable members, may we have your ears. Deputy Minority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I know that, hello, Mr. Speaker, the mention of the former Chief Justice Tokono is not a subject under discussion at this point in time. If you look at the report, I think we are relating the report that has been submitted before us.
She's attacking
and attacking the personality of Chief Justice It's not something that we have to entertain. So I just call for the expansion of that part, attacking the former Chief Justice, to be expunged from the debate. Thank you very much.
Honorable, please, honorable members, please. I heard her say that as a woman, she was going to celebrate women that were Chief Justices, and started with Her Lordship Justice Georgina Wood, and said so many things about her. I practiced before her when she was High Court judge. I know her very well. Then she proceeded to Justice Sophia Akufu. She was in practice, private practice, when I was also practicing. So I know her very well. Now she proceeded to Justice Tokunu. She is far behind me, so when I was in flight, she was not available. She was saying what happened. Please, she was. Honorable members, please, I have to relate to this before I give my ruling. She was sharing her experience when she appeared at the appointments committee, and that she member speaking was a member of the appointments committee. And she asked her a question about the five attributes of a Chief Justice. And now she's going through what took place. So I was keenly listening to her to see whether she will pass the acid test of our rules. That is why I'm following her keenly. If she doesn't, I'll call her to order. Please, I'm listening. I will not allow her to say anything that is unparliamentary about the former Chief Justice. Please. Yes. Honorable member, you are left with 1 minute, 30 seconds.
All right. Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. So, Right Honorable Speaker, to pick up from where I left off. So this is the experience with Her Ladyship Gertrude Araba Tokono. To the extent that the former Member of Parliament, Honorable A.B.F. Hussein, had occasion to speak on Joy News file on the Saturday, and said that in his opinion, the most important question that was asked that day was the question asked by Honorable Zuwaira Mohammed Ibrahim. And the Chief Justice nominee failed to answer that question. Now, Mr. Speaker, I'm making this point in order that I can dovetail effectively into my next point. Mr. Speaker.
Honorable member.
Mr. Speaker.
Please. Honorable member. As you rightly stated, that is the opinion of Honorable A.B.F. Hussein as to the marks you are giving to her answer, it is not for you to be satisfied with her answer. Once you ask the question, even on the floor here, the answers that are given does not necessarily satisfy the people who ask the questions. You cannot use that as the basis to judge her on this particular situation when she is not in question. We are not here discussing the former Chief Justice. No. So if you are going to celebrate them, and let's move on. Please. Yes, Honorable Dominic.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I'm guided.
Difficult. Mr. Speaker, thank you very much.
The record has to be expunged. It has to be expunged.
Mr. Speaker, that tells us one thing. They are not listening to you because they have known that you called me.
Please go on.
Mr. Speaker, thank you very much. Mr. Speaker, I want to really thank you. People who are not here to defend themselves, as Mr. Speaker has said, if you want to say adverse things about them, Mr. Speaker, I want to plead, as you have done, you protect them. So I want to say to you that, Mr. Speaker, as you want to say, Mr. Speaker, that I call on you to let them expunge that particular section so that it does not stay in the Hansard. The section, the point she just made in trying to give marks to somebody who is not here, and even she is the subject of all that we are doing, they should expunge it. Because if there's anything, the record is that she has been our Chief Justice before. And she has cases in court. We don't know what will happen. So they should expunge that portion from the Hansard.
Honorable Member, I'm trying to get which portion, because please, what I said was that she referred to the opinion expressed by ABA Husseini, showing that they were not satisfied with her performance. And I said that is his opinion. So is that why you are saying I should get expunged?
No, wait.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the point I'm making, the entire section she referred to the former, the Chief Justice, or Justice Tokono's vetting, where she says that she failed to answer questions. I think that we should expunge that. That's the point I'm making. We should expunge that from the records. Just as you admonish her that she should veer away from it, I'm going further to plead with you to let the Hansard expunge that section completely from the records. Because unless somebody reads your comments, if I'm reading the Hansard and I don't go further to read your comments, I will not know that you have told her to move away from it, and that is not good. I just want them to expunge that section. That's all that I'm saying. The section that goes to say that in her view she has failed those questions, so she should expunge it. That's all I'm saying.
Honorable Member, I want to hear you again, because if I had heard the use of the word fail, I would have definitely ruled her out of order. What did you say? What did you say?
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker, for the opportunity to correct this. Mr. Speaker, I asked a question to the then nominee, asking her to give 5 attributes of a good Chief Justice, and she mentioned 1. Thereafter, the Saturday after the vetting, Honorable ABA Husseini was on Joy News Newsfile program discussing the entire vetting process, and he indicated that he thought that the most important question that was asked at vetting was the question asked by Honorable Zuwaira Mohammed Ibrahima to the effect that the nominee should give 5 attributes of a good Chief Justice. That is what I said. I never used the word fail. Hansard is my witness. They can go back and check. The word fail never came from me, Mr. Speaker. He said he was not. Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker.
Honorable members, I've listened to her, and so I'll proceed to direct that if she had earlier used the word fail, that portion be deleted from the official reports, particularly the word fail. Now, she has stated clearly she did not use it, but it's recorded. And so the official reports will go through all this. If they come across the use of the word fail and the words after it should be deleted from the official reports. Please, now you have 1 minute.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, in conclusion, and tying it all into my previous statements, Justice Bafo-Boni made very strong statements at vetting. And one of the things he said that drives my enthusiasm today, and I quote, he said, "The Constitution of Ghana entrusts the Chief Justice with a dual responsibility to adjudicate cases with fairness and to safeguard the credibility and moral authority of justice itself." Mr. Speaker, it gives all of us comfort and hope. Mr. Speaker, as I said, I watched Justice Bafo-Boni. He spoke from his heart. This is a man who was ready to leave a job at the prison service so he could marry his sweetheart. And he was adverting with Mrs. Bafo-Boni. Mr. Speaker, it tells you the character of the man. So,
honorable members, may we now listen to Honorable members, may we now listen to Honorable Anthony Emia. 5 minutes. 5 minutes. 5 minutes.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, may I place on record that Gertrude Tokono, throughout her distinguished service as a judge and Chief Justice, had an impeccable record.
Sure.
Not just impeccable, my Lord. Mr. Speaker, sorry. It was also spotless. Unfortunately, we did not give her the chance to exhaust her full term as Chief Justice of the Republic of Ghana. Mr. Speaker, the executive summary before me this afternoon makes capital out of Article 144 of the 1992 Constitution, which has given birth to this exercise and the said report. But in the view of the minority, The said article has been invoked prematurely. And I say so based on arguments advanced by my colleague, Honorable Anyimedu, citing the various cases. What is interesting about the said cases, Mr. Speaker, is that
Honorable member, don't fall into the same trap. That is not before us. And you know that these are matters pending in the court. So you have the right forum to go and ventilate your grievances and as much as possible vindicate yourself at that forum, not in Parliament. Let's proceed with the business before us. That's all.
I am very grateful, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I will dwell on our own rules from our standing orders, particularly Orders 103F, 1231, 217, Rule 2, as well as 216, Rule 4, in further proceeding with my comment on the report. And with your kind permission, I would want to read the various orders. Mr. Speaker, Order 103F says, a motion shall not relate to a definite issue, and a motion shall relate to a definite issue and not F, be the subject matter of an action on which a judicial decision is pending in such a way as may, in the opinion of the Speaker, prejudice the interest of the parties to the action. When you move on to 1231, 1231, which is under content of speech, says, a member or a person entitled to participate in a debate shall not make reference to any matter on which judicial decision is pending in such a way, or may, in the opinion of the person presiding, prejudice the interest of the parties in the action. The combined effect of what's going on? The combined effect of Order 103F and 1231, with a greater of respect, is to prohibit reference to parliamentary proceedings that could prejudice cases before the courts. But in this particular instance, that is exactly what has preceded events leading to today's report. I would not. I will not dwell from what.
Please, honorable members, don't tamper with the mic. You may go on.
Then again, if you move to Order 2172 and Order 2164, part of our own rules, and Mr. Speaker, again, I seek your permission to read Order 2172, which says the chairperson and ranking member, and 2 other members of relevant subject matter standing or select committee shall join the members of the appointment committee to consider persons nominated by the President for appointment as Chief Justice and Justice of the Superior Court, Ministers of State, Deputy Ministers, Administrator of the District Assembly's Common Fund, the Special Prosecutor, and other persons specified under the Constitution or any other enactment. The 2164 stipulates that the clerk is responsible for arranging questions admitted by the Speaker to conform with the rota and to inform the ministers accordingly. From my understanding, the combined effect of 2164 and 2172 is that, 1, there was no lawful vacancy that is flowing directly from 2172.
Honorable member, you are out of order. Please, your time is up. And we proceed to the next person. Honorable members, we will now listen to Honorable Muntaka Mohammed. 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Honorable members, the timing has been captured by the recordings. The instruments will give 5 minutes exactly. So when it gets to the 5 minutes, it will cut off automatically. That is what happened to the honorable member. And so I had to give him extra minutes. So please, Honorable Muntaka Mohammed, Minister for Interior, take note.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I want to thank you for the opportunity, but to remind the House that, Mr. Speaker, I'm not a backbencher, because I heard earlier Honorable Ayimbadu was given 10 minutes, and I thought, Mr. Speaker, I don't know how the leadership agreed, but the most important thing is that ministers are equated to rankings and chairs. So I don't know if that timing could be relooked at, but other than that, I can proceed.
Honorable member, you are actually not a backbencher, but you have been favored to speak instead of a backbencher. That should have been given to a backbencher. So I thought that you should have shown some gratitude to your leaders. If you think that you are oversized, then we'll get proper size for you next time.
Well, Mr. Speaker, I'll thank you and the leadership for the opportunity to speak in place of a backbencher. But, Mr. Speaker, my worry is about the conclusion of the report of the committee. Mr. Speaker, as you may know, the House is guided by rules. And all our rules, Mr. Speaker, because of timing, I want to state that if you take Order 217, it says that the committee's report will either be by consensus or by voting. Mr. Speaker, so far as all of us were concerned, there was no voting at the Appointments Committee. Because, Mr. Speaker, as you know, votings are done at the tail end of the matter, whether it's a motion, whether it's a question, whether it's whatever decision is taken at the tail end. And, Mr. Speaker, as we all also know, because of the timing, the rules of the House says that whatever rules that play to the chamber equally plays at the committee level. And, Mr. Speaker, like I'm debating now, I cannot speak now and tell you, Mr. Speaker, when it's time for voting, I'll be voting this way and therefore step out. No, it has to be, I have to be present and be voting, as in Article 104 of our Constitution and our Standing Orders 139. Mr. Speaker, I believe that the committee's conclusion should be that it is by consensus decision. It cannot be by majority decision. It was by consensus decision. But, Mr. Speaker, and the most important thing, as Mr. Speaker, you may know because of your deep knowledge of this House and its rules, if we are at a committee to vote until somebody raises quorum, quorum is assumed. If it's time for us to vote, and there's nobody to raise issue of whether we have our full membership or what have you, it is assumed. Mr. Speaker, when people walk out, their names will still be recorded as present. When you are going to record those who were present, their names will be recorded. But they cannot say, we are voting, but we are walking out. No. The time that they were saying they were voting was not time for voting. So, Mr. Speaker, I want the House to consider this and amend the committee's report to indicate that the decision was by consensus, so that they do not take more of our time. Mr. Speaker, most importantly on the nominee, for me, I'm wondering why our colleagues are even doing what they are doing. Because, Mr. Speaker, it is very clear by Article 146 of the Constitution where the President is mandated, if there is petition, to remove a Chief Justice or otherwise, the proper procedure was followed to the end. And if you have a challenge to that, it is not on the floor of Parliament that you come and challenge that. Mr. Speaker, the nominee, if you look at his experience, you and I, Mr. Speaker, with all humility, were members of the Appointments Committee when we vetted him in 2008. I was a backbencher member of the Appointments Committee, and he's been there for 17 years. Mr. Speaker, if you look at his impeccable records, you will be wondering why has he not been Chief Justice long ago. Because, Mr. Speaker, this is one person that has run his career through almost all the government. He got to the bench through President Rawlings, as indicated by even the committee's report. He goes to the High Court through President Rawlings. Then, through President Kufuor, he went to the Appeals Court and the Supreme Court. And he's one of the very experienced persons that we have. If you look at his experience, if you look at the things that he's been able to do, even academically, and you wonder why he was not even made a Chief Justice earlier. But like we said, everybody marks his time. This is his time. This is the time for Justice Paul Bafuboni. And Mr. Speaker, we must support him and encourage him to be able to give out his best, as he himself had indicated in the record. But Mr. Speaker, I want us to look at the issue of the committee's conclusion, saying that it's by majority decision. Mr. Speaker, I strongly believe it is by... Thank you very much.
Honourable Member, very difficult to accede to your request because you now have to define what voting means. What do you mean by voting? Do you have to use a thumbprint? Can you use your mouth to vote? There are so many ways that you can determine somebody has voted. The report is very clear. It says after the minority leader made his submission, which was preliminary, it stated clearly and is quoted, the minority caucus hereby vote en bloc to reject the nominee. That is at the public hearing. And so, clear indication as to voting. Then, getting to the end of the report, the chairman captured it again, where he says in conclusion, all the members of the New Patriotic Party minority were opposed to and voted against the nomination of the Chief Justice. That is what we have. And so I'm saying that then you have to define what we mean by vote. Has it got to be a physical indication either by thumb or pen, or could it be by word? And that one, we may have to look at it again. Then he concluded, the chairman, the committee therefore recommends to the House by majority decision. He didn't tell us how the majority came by the decision. And it could be just the discussion there that they agreed that we support the nomination. That will be a decision, and that will be a way of voting. And so once they took that decision and adopted the report, we cannot question that they haven't been voting at the committee level. That is the challenge I have. And so I'll have difficulty in directing that the report of the committee be amended to capture the views that you've expressed. May we now go on to the next person, and that is the Honorable Member for Tampuli Alhassan. Tampuli Hassan, your constituency is Gushegu. Gushegu. No. That is his name here. Speaker, yes, please.
I'm sorry, but Speaker, with respect, I submitted the names from the minority. And as far as I can recollect, the next to speak is the Honorable Samuel Opus. Speaker, if you may indulge me. That is the least, no, that's the least we submitted.
That is what I have here, but